Good morning, you guys. It is a rainy, stormy day here, and we are just getting our day started. It's about 8 o'clock. We've been up for about an hour. Lots of things going on over here. I usually like to wake up before the kiddos and have that time, but he slept on his own. Usually he's right next to me. And I thought I would take advantage of that because I was so tired. And so we are just having kind of a slow day. We do have jujitsu practice this morning. In about an hour, I would have to leave. But I'm debating on whether I leave and go to that because it is storming still outside. So I'm thinking maybe I just stay home and enjoy the fact that I don't have to go anywhere because it has been go, go, go every single day. So we'll just see how... God bless you. We'll just see how the morning goes. But so far what we do typically on a normal morning is I would wake up before all the kids, have my quiet time, some coffee, get a load of laundry started, and I would start breakfast, and the kiddos would get up and they would clean their rooms, make their beds, get dressed for the day. So that's usually what we do before school. It is 8:15 right now, so we are starting our chores. The kids are unloading the dishwasher, tidying up their room and their bathroom. And I'm going to nurse this little guy, and I'm gonna go get myself dressed because I am in my PJs. We've got some spit up right there on my shirt, and then we're gonna get our day started. Got your PCs wet? I don't think we're making it to practice today. It is pouring down. It has been raining all night and all morning so far. We're probably just gonna have a slow morning and a day at home, which I'm totally fine with. Typically, if we do have to go out, I will just stick with my morning routine, and then when we get back home from whatever errands we had to go run, that's when I would do our homeschool day. On those days, I don't do anything extra as far as preschool or, if we did any kind of fun activity, it would just strictly be our schoolwork, our book work that needed to get done, as far as math and English. If there's time, I will work with my preschooler, but mainly on days like this, I try to get my work with the two older ones done because their schoolwork is a little more important than my preschooler. And honestly, sometimes he's just so tired that he doesn't care if we do school, so it kind of works out that way. As long as I get school done 2 to 3 times out of the week for my preschooler, who's 4, almost 5, then that is plenty for him. It's the older two who are 11 and 9 who need more schooling every day to make sure that they get their basics done, which is math and English. If you're curious what I do as far as curriculum, I do have a breakdown of my curriculum on my channel. You can go check that out. And yeah, and then you can obviously just watch this video and we'll show you guys what we do. Hi. Hi. All right, I gotta get dressed. I've already brushed my teeth, but I have to brush my teeth after I have coffee. I really don't like how it tastes afterwards. So my routine whenever I get myself ready can vary depending on how I feel. But mainly what I do is wash my face in the mornings, and then I'll put on a little bit of mascara. Sometimes I'll put concealer on. I'll shade my brows in, and I'll throw a little bit of chapstick on. And that is me getting ready for the day on days that I stay home. Now, sometimes I might put a full face makeup on, but that's super rare because I do not like makeup on my skin. I don't like foundation the way that it feels on my skin, and which is funny because I used to wear a full face of makeup like everywhere I went. I would not go out in public without makeup on. But as I've gotten older, I just don't like the way it feels on my skin. And if I like have the baby and he's like rubbing against my cheek and the makeup gets on, I don't like that. So I will just typically put on mascara and a little bit of brow and call it a day. So if you're wondering, where are your kids when you're doing all this? They're downstairs fighting each other or, you know, not doing what they're supposed to. Probably trying to dig in the fridge because I haven't cooked breakfast. They're probably getting into stuff that they're not supposed to get into. But you know what? All bets are off when mom's up here getting dressed and they know it. All right, good enough. I really don't care. Boom. Give my hair a nice little brush. Ta-da! I don't do the top buns because they give me headaches, but I like the lower bun. It's just my thing. Pull a little bit out here, give myself a little volume. And boom, I'm dressed for the day. Well, kind of, I have to change my clothes, but that's as far as I go with my makeup and everything. So I've got a ton of laundry to do, and on days like today where I have a lot of cleaning I have to get done, I have to do homeschool, I've got to nurse the baby, and there's just too many things to do in one day, I focus on getting the house clean. And I know that sounds like, you know, selfish because the kids have to do school, but it's not, because when the house is clean, then I can spend more of my time focusing on them and getting their schoolwork done. So if I start the opposite and I get started into, they're being so loud. If I get started in school and, you know, and a couple hours go by and then everyone starts getting hungry around lunchtime and I still have a sink full of dirty dishes and the laundry hasn't been done and, you know, it's just a mess, that stresses me out more than if I were just to take the hour or two it would take to get the house to a state of cleanliness of my expectations. Then it just makes homeschool a little bit easier. I'm not thinking about the million things I have to do and then rushing through school. So just a tip, if you're trying to figure out how to balance, like, you know, cleaning the house and laundry and all the things, I would suggest get your house clean. Like, that is what I do. I've homeschooled now for 6 years. This will be our 7th year when we start back up in October. And that's just what works for me. Okay, let's check in on the kiddos. You guys, it's not scheduled and beautiful and picture perfect. I think right now they're making their own breakfast because I have not gone down there. Okay, what are you making, Luca?
A smoothie.
A smoothie? So I am gonna make breakfast, but they get hungry, and like I said, if they're waiting on me and I've got things to do, sometimes they'll make themselves a little snack. All right, let's see how much we can get done before he starts crying. I don't usually wake up to a sink full of dishes, but last night, yesterday was a full day, so that's what happens. Napkin. Hi, buddy. What's the matter? What's wrong? Yeah. Bagel, or do you want a slice of bread?
Slice of bread.
Bagel, slice of bread.
I only want slice of bread.
Okay. Okay,
So I can wake up and get in the morning.
slice of bread. Okay, so once we finish breakfast, we're gonna do a cleanup in the kitchen, and then we will clean up the homeschool room, and then we'll make our way upstairs to start our school day. And count how many of each of these we have. Yeah, wow. How many books do we have? No, how many books do we have? In our house, do we have a lot of books? So we'll just write a lot. Okay. How many sinks do we have? We have 2 in that bathroom, 1 in the kitchen, and 2 in the bathroom downstairs. I know how many.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. How many is that?
3.
No, 2, 4, 5. It's really scary. You have a lot. You have like 5. What about beds? 1. How many beds do we have in our house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little ones are going to do some coloring for as long as they can stay entertained, which is not very long usually. He's waiting on me. I have to spend one-on-one time with him. And then he is doing a little mini lesson that he can do on his own. He doesn't need my help, so this is really great. And I can talk about what he does in a different video. But for now, I'm going to work with my second oldest to get his schoolwork done because that's a little more hands-on. I thought the baby was awake because I heard him crying, but he's still sleeping, so I'm going to let him do his thing. We are now done with math with Luca, and now we're going to switch into English. What is this?
It's a megalodon. That's what the megalodon's mouth looks like.
Ooh.
And there's a megalodon in there.
A megalodon? Wow. We do Seton. And I have a full review over what we do. It's about 1.5 years old, but I still have a really good review over their curriculum that we actually did last year. But this is what we're doing today. He is in 3rd grade, and we are going to do proper adjectives. He'll do 1 sheet depending on how thin it is. This is a pretty thin sheet, meaning that there's not a lot of work on it, so I'll probably make him do 2 sheets. So just kind of like based off of how much work they have that day, I'll give them like a sheet or 2, and I'll add more or take some away depending on how much work it is and how much the kids are being like how needy the little ones are being, or if the baby's crying or something like that. Descriptor tells about a noun. A proper descriptive adjective is usually made from a proper noun and is called a proper adjective. A proper adjective begins with the capital. Literature.
Liturgy.
He taught them about the Greek fathers of the church.
Church.
Okay, so you understand this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions about what you learned? Okay, so you're all done. You did your math, you did your English. You can play for a little bit, or you can put a movie on, okay?
Movie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go grab a snack.
You can grab a snack. If you'll get a snack for your siblings too, okay, while I finish up with Harper.
Okay.
It is 12 o'clock, it's noon. I have 1 student left, and I have finished with Luca. He did math and English. And typically on a day like today, where I'm home and I have the time, I would do English, math, and then I would read like a story, or maybe I would read a book. We like these Stories of the Saints. This is a really cool book. We'll read out of this, Our Catholic Legacy, and I have another one that's called Our Catholic History. We do these on particular days, like on certain days. I have our little chart up here where it says the days that we do it. Today is Thursday, so today is our personal development day, which I created for our school day. Every Thursday they would learn a new skill, and then they would practice that.
Okay, so 3 kilograms is 3,000 grams. 3,000 grams is, I want to say, 3 million?
So 3 kilograms is 3,000, but then for every 1,000, it's 1,000 milligrams. So you're converting it into milligrams. Okay, that's a wrap for today. That's what a typical day in our homeschool room looks like. this is what works for me. It's a schedule that I've kind of created and has been something that kind of created itself with each new addition that we welcome into our family. So the most important thing is to make sure that you're spending that time with each one of your children the best that you can. You're not going to be able to spend quality time with each one of them in homeschool. It just sometimes doesn't work out that way. But if you can develop some kind of system to where you can work with each one of them, even if it takes you a little bit longer, then do that. And just remember to be realistic with your time and also managing your home, and just figure out what works best for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, God bless.